Been dubbed the Amazon of Africa. It's Africa's largest e-commerce operator, surpassing Amazon and China's Alibaba, and it's the first African tech startup to go public on the New York Stock Exchange. Investors had high hopes for Jumia when it went public on April 12, 2019. Stocks skyrocketed at first, but then quickly tumbled on the heels of criticism.
This has been fraud being played on the U.S. marketplace.
Just like every successful company in the world, Jumia has had its fair share of challenges, criticisms, and breakthroughs on its way to becoming the first African unicorn startup. A unicorn startup is a company that is valued over $1 billion. Before e-commerce became common and mainstream in Africa, it took companies like Jumia to overcome major obstacles, change habits, build infrastructures, and invested millions of dollars to achieve such fate. In this video, we will be talking about Jumia's story, the ups and downs to becoming Africa's largest e-commerce company. Hello, welcome to Instacom TV. If you are new here, welcome. On this channel, we share videos on entrepreneurship, career development, startups, and many helpful content for you to be motivated and grow personally and professionally. If you are not subscribed yet, kindly do us the favor and subscribe. We share amazing videos every day. Turn on the notification bell to never miss any of our videos. What is Jumia, and why is it important for us to talk about it? Jumia is a pan-African technology company that is built around a marketplace, logistics service, and payment service. The logistics service enables the delivery of packages through a network of local partners, while the payment services facilitate the payments of online transactions within Jumia's ecosystem. It has partnered with more than 100,000 active sellers and individuals, and is a direct competitor to Konga in Nigeria and Amazon in Egypt. When you talk about e-commerce in USA, Amazon is the top dog. In China, it is Alibaba. But when it comes to Africa, the most dominant player is Jumia. This was not the case in about a decade ago. When Jumia started, not many people in Africa had heard about e-commerce or online shopping. So how was Jumia able to overcome this big challenge, and 12 years later became the largest e-commerce company in Africa? Today, to fully understand and appreciate the Jumia success story, we have to go way back to 2012, when it all started. How it started in the e-commerce landscape is at then. In 2012, Jumia began its life as Kasua, which means market in Hausa language, as an online fashion retailer, supported by Rocket Internet, with $10 million in seed funding, founded by Raphael Kofi Afeter. Sabunta was also one of Rocket Internet's e-commerce companies in Africa focused on general merchandise, led by Tunde Kahindi. Rocket Internet is kind of a startup incubator or a VC firm that spins off company. What they basically do was take successful startup concepts and launch them into developing markets like Africa, Asia, Latin America, among others. At the time, e-commerce was the hottest market, and they were trying to get into Africa. So it made sense that they backed Kasua and Sabunta at the time. At a point, Rocket Internet decided that the companies should merge because at the time, other e-commerce companies were being launched. The most notable was Konga. The merger of the two companies was called Jumia, and Tunde Kahindi and Raphael Kofi Afeter became co-CEOs of Jumia Nigeria. And then the Jumia Group was led by ex-McKinsey consultants Jeremy Hadara and Sacha Pignanek as co-CEOs too. Most people think or assume Jumia was founded by Jeremy Hadara and Sacha Pignanek. But the foundation of what became the Jumia we know today was founded by Tunde Kahinde and Raphael Kofi Afeter. Jumia was launched in Nigeria in 2012 and has since expanded to 5 other countries: Egypt, Morocco, the Ivory Coast, Kenya, and South Africa. The company opened offices in Tunisia, Tanzania, Ghana, Cameroon, Algeria, and Uganda in 2014, and it was present in 14 African countries by 2018. Jumia was incorporated in Germany, and its headquarters is in Dubai. In the early days, Jumia was pretty aggressive to dominate the African market. Hence, it expanded very quickly and launched a bunch of other products. Jumia launched Jumia Travel, a hotel booking platform, and Jumia Food, a food delivery platform, in June 2013. Jumia Deals launched in April 2015. Jumia launched Jumia One in 2017, an app that allows customers to pay bills such as airtime. The same year, Jumia launched Jumia Pay, a secure payment method that allows customers to shop across all Jumia services. Following that was the Jumia Lending Program, an initiative that allows its vendors to obtain business loans. Jumia operates in South Africa under the brand name Zando, zando.co.za, focusing solely on online fashion retail. With all these platforms and services operating under their belt, Rocket Internet decided to put them under one brand and called it the African Internet Holdings, which MTN Group acquired a 33% shares, and Millicom, a Latin America telecom company, also held 33%. In 2014, the original founders quit and went on to found other companies. Rafael went on to found Supermart.ng, an online supermarket in Nigeria, while Tunde went on to found Ace, a logistics and delivery company. The founders of Jumia appointed Juliet Anama as CEO of Jumia Nigeria at the end of 2015, so that they could focus on global control of the company. The journey to $1 billion. Jumia generated $234 million in revenue in 2015, a 265% increase over 2014. The company has grown like wildfire ever since it got going. At the end of 2018, Jumia claimed it had 81,000 active sellers and 4 million active consumers, up from 2.7 million at the end of 2017. Jumia's revenue in 2018 was about €130 million, up from €94 million in 2017. It's a true Pan-African and global success story. The erstwhile startup operates in 14 African countries including Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Kenya, Morocco, and Egypt. As I mentioned earlier, Jumia is registered as a German company and has its headquarters in Dubai. Its main tech team is based in Portugal. Jumia went on a funding spree by raising a lot of money. In March 2016, Jumia Group secured over €300 million of funding from MTN, Rocket Internet, AXA, Goldman Sachs, Orange, and CDC. As of 2019, the largest shareholder was MTN Group. In December 2018, Pernod Ricard invested in Jumia. In March 2019, Jumia received €50 million in investments from MasterCard. In 2020, Rocket Internet and MTN Group sold their stake in Jumia. Jumia became the continent's first unicorn in 2016, with a valuation of more than $1 billion. Jumia partnered with cryptocurrency company Telcoin in late November 2018 to improve payment service capabilities across their areas of operation. In the same month, Jumia and Carrefour announced a collaboration to sell online products in Africa. The company is not without its challenges, though, and remains a loss-making enterprise. But as we know in the world of rapid growth startups, no one lets losses get in the way of a great tech growth story, with promises of profits and multiples to come. The company also took a mobile-first approach at the very outset, when developing its platform and marketing, taking advantage of the fact that most Africans by a country mile access the internet via mobile. In the early 2012, the internet was not popular, neither was smartphones in Africa. The adoption of this new technologies were slowly catching up, and that was just after the 2008 recession and stock market crash in the United States. So investors were looking for new opportunities away from US and Africa was regarded as the next big thing in technology. It made sense that e-commerce was the obvious choice of most investors because of Africa's history in trading. So a lot of e-commerce companies launched at the time across Africa. Nigeria, the continent's most populated country, was the biggest market and target for most e-commerce businesses at the time. The most notable of them all was Konga. Konga was founded by Sim Shagaya, a software engineer who has seen the rise of Amazon in USA and Alibaba in China, then decided to try same thing in Nigeria. Konga was launched in 2012. Around the same time Jumia was launched as an online marketplace. Konga was Jumia's major competitor for years. They raised millions of dollars, launched a suite of products like Konga Pay, Deals Day just like Jumia did. The competition was so heated at a point in time that they even bought similar domain names of each other as to sabotage each other. They involved in media and PR battles, just ascertained dominance of the Nigerian e-commerce market. But while Jumia was busy expanding across Africa, Konga never did. They remained just in Nigeria and later got acquired for an undisclosed amount. Jumia attributes its success to its extensive local knowledge of the logistics and payment landscapes in the markets in which we operate. In other words, this is not just a Silicon Valley e-commerce clone, but an internet company adapted for African needs and conditions. Through our operations, we have developed a deep understanding of the economic, technical, geographic, and cultural complexities that are unique to Africa, and which vary from country to country, says Jumia in its IPO document. Somewhere in 2016, the Africa Internet Group holding went away, and everything was now called Jumia Group. If you are getting value this far in this video, don't forget to smash that like button and also subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Share with your friends, leave a comment. The IPO. An IPO is also known as initial public offering, which is the process of listing a company on a stock exchange to allow the public to buy shares in the business. IPO is a common way of offering the early investors and shareholders to exit and make some return on their equity, and also bring on board more investors. Companies like Apple, Facebook, Tesla, Google, and many more are public companies. In 2015, Alibaba, the Chinese e-commerce giant, set the record of the largest IPO ever in history by raising $25 billion. After 8 hard years of struggling to ascertain its dominance as the largest e-commerce company and the first unicorn startup in Africa, it was now time to announce itself to the world by going public. Jumia went public on the New York Stock Exchange in April 2019, raising $196 million in net proceeds. The share price, which was initially set at $14.50, increased by more than 200% in the first 3 trading sessions. The first analyst papers issued 21 days after the IPO rated the company with stock targets ranging from $27 to $40. Finally, Jumia, the Amazon of Africa, had arrived. The stock price went up 70% on the first day of trading, and by the end of the first week, Jumia was at $3 billion. This was unbelievable achievement, a feat never achieved by any African startup. This was an exciting time for African startups. Finally, the first African startup had a successful IPO. Millions of dollars were made. Before then, it was still a doubt that e-commerce will work in Africa because of the huddles that comes with e-commerce. By then, we had seen Amazon's success in US, Alibaba's success in China, Flipkart in India, and a lot of other e-commerce companies in other countries. But Africa was yet to have their own share of the e-commerce success, and Jumia happened to be the one to prove that it actually was possible for successful technology companies to be built in Africa. However, the IPO did not come without its challenges. Shortly after reaching a high of nearly $50 on May 1, 2019, the share price had fallen to less than $5 per share by the end of the year. The stock came down crashing, A few revelations in the documents Jumia made public exposed their business, which tinted investors' confidence. The first problem came when people realized Jumia was not an African company. The founders are Frenchmen. The company was registered in Germany, headquartered in Dubai, with its development team in Portugal. The hashtag Jumia is not African gained popularity on social media, and the stock crumbled more. Citron, a short-selling and research company from Wall Street, released a report claiming Jumia hid some vital information about their business from investors. Some numbers were inflated, and everybody panicked. This report raised eyebrows, and it was believed Jumia was overvalued. That was a weird and interesting time for African startup ecosystem, when everyone thought finally Jumia was the breakthrough African needed. And now this. The report had some concrete evidence to back their claims though. The first one was the GMV was inflated up to 30%. Jumia also removed that about 40% of orders were returned, which means they don't earn anything from them. But they calculated that. This report hit Jumia so hard that they had to act quickly and make some difficult decisions during this period. In November 2019, Jumia announced the suspension of its e-commerce operations in Cameroon, effective November 18, 2019. After concluding that its transactional portal is currently unsuitable for the Cameroonian market. Jumia later ceased operations in Tanzania as part of the portfolio optimization effort on November 27, 2019. While Jumia's operations in Tanzania provided many opportunities for customers and vendors, the company stated that it needed to concentrate its resources on other markets that could provide the best value and help Jumia thrive. The company stated that the decision would help it achieve greater success in the future. Jumia suspended Jumia Food in Rwanda on December 9, 2019, making it the third country in 2 months to do so as part of a continuous monitoring of the business environment and operating costs in the markets in which it operates. TravelStart has entered into a commercial and distribution agreement with Jumia Travel, Jumia's hotel booking platform. TravelStart assumed control of Jumia Travel's online booking websites in all of its operating territories. Under the terms of the agreement, Massimiliano Spalazzi succeeded Juliet as CEO of Jumia Nigeria in January 2020, and Juliet was named chairwoman of Jumia Nigeria and head of institutional affairs, Africa. In 2020, Jumia observed a shift in shopping habits across its African markets, with more shoppers purchasing everyday goods rather than electronics. According to the Jumia Africa e-commerce Index 2021, shopping for necessities such as food, fashion, and beauty products increased Jumia's total sales value of fast-moving consumer goods by 13 percentage points last year, from 44% in 2019. Jumia opened a technology center in Egypt in 2021 to serve the Egyptian market, as well as the rest of Africa. COVID-19 has accelerated the growth of e-commerce and digital entrepreneurship in Africa, and more women are participating in digital business. According to the IFC, women own more than a third of businesses on the Jumia platform in Côte d'Ivoire, and more than half of businesses in Kenya and Nigeria. The present day of Jumia. Jumia has a logistics network that includes over 20 warehouses and over 1,300 drop-off and pick-up stations, located throughout Jumia's 11-country market, including remote areas. Jumia announced in 2020 that its logistics service is now available to third parties who want to leverage its network, technology, and expertise for last-mile deliveries across 11 African countries. Jumia partnered with modern eco-friendly mobility company, Solar Taxi, in August 2021 to provide affordable and eco-friendly delivery of online orders for consumers in Ghana, as the company strives to achieve a completely green footprint through the use of clean and sustainable renewable energy. Having come out of the IPO storm, Profitability was now the name of the game for Jumia. E-commerce is a difficult business to make profit. Amazon, the largest e-commerce company in the world, is not even profitable and has never been profitable. However, Africa is a different market, and investors are not patient enough. Hence, Jumia have to start looking for a way to cut cost to chase profitability. Against the conventional e-commerce system of chasing growth and market share, it looks like they are well on course for a couple of quarters now. They have been cutting down costs significantly. In November 2022, Jumia announced leadership changes to support its journey to profitability, including the appointment of a new management board and acting CEO. While co-CEOs Jeremy Hadara and Sacha Pignanek resigned, Francis Dufay was named acting CEO by the supervisory board, and Antoine Maillet-Mezeray was promoted to Executive Vice President Finance and Operations. Awards. In the course of their 12 years journey, Jumia has won plenty awards, some of which are listed below. 2013 Brand Journalists Association of Nigeria Awards, Online Retail Brand of the Year, World Retail Awards. 2014 Best Online Retail Brand of the Year Award. 2015 E-commerce Customer Service Excellence Awards. 2016 Jumia ranked 82nd in the top Wired 100 list. 2017 Jumia is listed among the Massachusetts Institute of Technology's Smartest Companies 2017, ranking 47 on the list. Jumia is the only African company named in MIT's Top 50 Smartest Companies. 2019 Jumia crowned Tunisia's Best E-Shop, E-commerce Company of the Year Award in Nigeria. Chartered Institute of Marketing Ghana E-commerce Company of the Year. 2021 E-commerce Website of the Year in Kenya. Best Loyalty Program in Kenya. Best Logistics in Nigeria Unilever. 2022 E-commerce Website of the Year in Nigeria. HR Best Practice in E-commerce Sector. Inasmuch as Jumia is not where they want to be in terms of profitability, it is worth to give them a lot of praise for what they have achieved and what they have done for the African market. Unlike Amazon, that had some infrastructures such as logistics and payment to build up on, Jumia had to build everything from scratch. Jumia is still the largest Africa e-commerce company, a business that was started 12 years ago by two African entrepreneurs, is now an e-commerce giant in the African market. A lot of e-commerce companies in Africa has shut down, but Jumia has kept going and growing from strength to strength. Today, Jumia is more than online shopping. It is a technology ecosystem. This is the story of Jumia, Africa's first billion-dollar startup, and the first to IPO at New York Stock Exchange. We wish Jumia all the best on the rest of their journey. Don't forget to smash that like button, and also subscribe if you are not subscribed yet. Share with your friends, leave a comment.